It is great to be back at Faith and Freedom, where the road to majority begins. Thank you for that warm welcome, and I want to thank Ralph. I want to thank Ralph Reed for that kind introduction, but I also want to thank Ralph Reed for playing such a pivotal role for so many years in marshaling a movement that's made such a difference in the life of our nation. Would you all join me in just showing your appreciation for Ralph Reed and his family and all he's done for this cause, for this movement, and for this country. It is an honor to be back at the Faith and Freedom Coalition's Patriots Gala. You know, last year I had the privilege to speak to this incredible group, and I know you've had a great week. But I also know that last year you heard from a friend of mine. And when I spoke to him earlier today, he was on Air Force One, and he wanted me to say hello. So I want to begin tonight by bringing greetings from a leader who's been delivering every day on his promise to protect faith and restore freedom all across America, the 45th President of the United States of America, President Donald Trump. Now, as you're all aware, the President spent the last 2 days at the G7 summit in Canada, putting America first. And now, the eyes of the world are on our President as he travels to Singapore for a historic summit between the United States and North Korea. It's what the President calls a mission of peace. After years of failed policies and broken promises last year, President Trump ended the failed policy known as strategic patience, and he took a strong stand. Took a strong stand with our allies to bring unprecedented economic and diplomatic pressure to bear on the regime in Pyongyang. And after months of steadfast American leadership, strong words and actions, things began to change. North Korea participated in the Olympics and held a groundbreaking summit with South Korea. North Korea suspended all nuclear and ballistic missile testing, and with no concessions from the United States, North Korea released 3 American hostages who arrived home just a few weeks ago. Now comes a historic summit between the President of the United States and Chairman Kim of North Korea. As President Trump said this week, he approaches this summit with confidence. The truth is, he's been preparing for this his whole life. The President truly believes that Kim Jong-un, in the President's words, wants to do something great for his people. But as the President often says, we'll see what happens. But rest assured, our President is going into this summit with his eyes wide open. And as he said earlier today, he'll know in the first minute if they're serious and if they're not. And if they're not, we won't waste their time or ours. We will not repeat the mistakes of the past. As President Trump embarks on this historic quest for peace, I can assure you that he also goes with the family of Otto Warmbier on his heart. I talked to Otto's dad on the phone earlier today. I told him how the President spoke of their son in the Rose Garden this week, describing him, in his words, as a brilliant, beautiful, terrific young man, and so he was. And in the words of the Warmbier's faith tradition, may his memory be a blessing. Today, I assured his dad, as the President said 2 days ago, their beloved son, Otto Warmbier, will not have died in vain. As the President makes his way across the vast Pacific, I know he goes with all our hopes and all our support. But I want to say to all those gathered here, make sure that he also goes with your prayers. When I told the President this morning that I knew people across the country were praying for him, he responded quietly to me, saying, I know. And as the President and I both know, while strong American leadership has accomplished much, the effective and fervent prayers of a righteous people can availeth much more. So, America, let's pray for our President, and let's pray for peace for the Korean people and the world.